the House and the Senate are both held by Democrats. And so anything they want to do, they can accomplish. One thing I really admire about you and why I wanted to have you on is because you're actively involved in the public and you're trying to get the message out. You came under a lot of fire because you were trying to find ways to let the public know what is going on, which I absolutely commend. We're in the same situation here where our information is shadow banned. You know, it's hard to find. There's no other side of the narrative allowed out. And so I really admired that about you. And you even took the personal opportunity, your own expense, your own time, and you made it down to Arizona. Do you want to share a little bit about your experience down there?
It was very impressive, the operation down there. I left the day after the session ended up in Denver, and it's about a 12-hour drive. I got down there, and my background in the Air Force was in intelligence and also force protection, anti-terrorism. So I looked at it through those lenses of physical security and force protection. I was very impressed with the external security and with the internal security and processes where they've got things very well segregated. So the ballots are secure. And the counting process was impressive to me. I've got nothing but good to say about it. I think it is the model that we ought to clone and take to different states and do the same thing.
You know what's fascinating, and you'll have to comment on this if you'd like to. I was hearing that the clerk and recorders retreat was happening this week. The clerks from the state of Colorado, they all get together and go over information. And apparently they had a guest there that is from the federal government who has been in Maricopa County since day one. And he said that his whole entire job is to basically offer a rebuttal of everything that's happening in Maricopa, to say that it was disorganized, it was chaotic, there's no way we can trust the outcome. As a man who has lived a disciplined life, serving in our military, did you witness chaos, disorder, any reason to believe that what they're doing there isn't exactly the way it should be going, if not better than you imagined? Because it was very concerning to me to hear that they're already driving this narrative that what's going to come out of Maricopa County should not be trusted by the rest of the nation.
Right. And I haven't heard his comments specifically, but I'm troubled by your gisting of it, that we must have been looking at two entirely different events here. It was very secure, very orderly. The access points were controlled. What I'm afraid you're foretelling here is kind of the left-wing press, just constant barrage of, oh, it's a farce, it's tainted, and they don't know what they're talking about. They are just using buzzwords, and it's disappointing to me to hear that somebody came to the county clerks and said that, and claimed to be from the Department of Justice, no less.
Well, the federal government, some part of that. So we're going to get his formal who he is exactly, and we'll put that out to the public. But I agree. I'm excited about people like you who've decided that you're going to step into this battle with us. We need more of you, Representative Hanks. And when I was told about you, I was really encouraged, because you should be enjoying your best life. You've given all of it up until now to all of us. And I'm just very grateful you've decided to continue on this path. So as we get into the next session, is there any beacon of light? Is there any bit of hope that you see on the horizon for people of Colorado? Anything at all that you want to leave us with?
Well, I was an intel guy, and they pay me to worry, as they say. And so I guess I don't come at things operationally with a lot of hope and optimism. I'm always looking at the negative side of it. So that was probably a bad question to leave me with, to be honest with you. I don't see a lot. I don't see a lot to be optimistic about, but I do think this summer gives us an opportunity to keep assembling as conservatives and building the network. I do not think the opposition expected us during COVID to do as well as we did. And it was remarkable. And I think we need that this year to stay in touch with each other, grow it a little bit more, and then to really expand on it next year. I'm excited by the idea of the candidates that we're going to be looking for this summer, this fall, and then helping them along so there is much less of a learning curve. Legislatively, I don't see a lot of good happening. I don't have much vision into what they're doing, but I'm pretty convinced rural Colorado and conservative Colorado isn't going to like it. So we have to be on our toes.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for your time and your commitment to the people of Colorado. God bless you and your efforts. And thank you so much for being with us today.
God bless you. Thank you, Sharona, very much.
And thank you for your service.
Well, it was a pleasure, an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, everyone. Well, that has been our very bleak legislative update, but I hope it's encouraging to you to know that people like Representative Hanks, they are very accessible. He is going to keep us up to date